It is all you. The things that you have on a daily basis, the hardships that you have on a daily basis are there for a reason. No one ever thought, you know what, I'm going to apply for cancer today. No one. It just happens in life. That's why I never ever work with someone who cheats on his wife. What the fuck was this? I just saw weird shit, heard voice. I was like, what is this? So the more years you wait, the more times your future wife gets banged by other dudes. If you see a fat fuck, okay, go to the gym. It will cost you 30 euros maybe. Fix that. Let's go.
Oké,
Hoe is het dan met je?
ik dacht eerst dat jij in Rotterdam het was.
Rotterdam?
Dat dacht ik echt. Gewoon zo'n Rotterdamse tokkie, dacht ik.
Oh, nee, Aangenees.
Dat had ook nog gekund.
Ik heb daar gewoond.
Ah, oké.
In Duindorp.
Oké, dat verklaart...
Dat verklaart een hoop.
Yes.
Dit verklaart een hoop.
Dat verklaart een hoop.
Yes, now, let's go.
Oké, Camille.
Yes.
Welcome. We still have to transition to English because we have been using all sorts of filthy Dutch slang so far. But it's been a pleasure to meet you so far. Your presence is, you're a nice extroverted guy with just like me, like a little bit draadje los, as we say.
Yeah.
We are wired, maybe not optimally.
A bit weird for the other people, yeah.
Yes, but I think behind your weirdness, there's a lot of valuable pieces of your the way you view things and the way you live life. I think it's very inspiring, and also for me personally, I think you're an inspiration, so thank you for inspiring me. For the people at home that don't know you, because I think you popped up recently with social media.
Yeah, now for about 1 year, I would say, because first, so in the beginning I went faceless, and I think I've been showing my face now for maybe half a year or something.
Why did you decide to do that?
Look how ugly I am. no, just...
I mean, why did you show your face eventually?
I was like... So in the beginning, I love my privacy and I didn't want to so I hang around with some big social media guys for around 4 years now. And 3 years ago, I saw from them, okay, every time when we are going somewhere, someone recognizes them, someone wants pictures, or we are just in a store, everyone is looking. I hated it. I was like, don't look at me, just look at them, but leave me alone. And I always wanted to keep my privacy like that. And then once I started doing it myself, so the social media game, after half a year, I was like, you know what? I'm getting more irritated now of hiding my face every time on pictures and everything than just showing it. So I was
because
like,
of the effort, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I was going on with a cap or blur my face. Well, I'm not a criminal. So every time it looked like I didn't want to show my face in family gatherings or anything, like I was a criminal. And I was like, no, okay, maybe this comes off a bit too weird. So I was like, no, I'm just going to put my face out there, and it went well.
But what was your initial goal by putting your face out there? Because everyone has different goals. Some people want attention. Some have a business. I think you were going to build your personal brand.
Yeah.
What does your brand stand for? And what was your initial intention with the social media game?
Okay. So at the end of the day, my brand is to build a team. So it's a bit different than many people do. Many people sell courses, and then by selling the courses, they create a luxury living where they're going to sell more courses of. For me, it's different, since I already had the luxury living before I started this. So what I wanted to do when I was a day trader, I was working like crazy, but I was a one-man team. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time to look for a good team so we can multiply the value. What did I do is I went looking for other traders. The problem is with traders, everyone trades their own system. And everyone will try to tell you, listen, no, my system is better because this and this and this and this. So after a few months, it was more arguing than finding a new team. So I was like, okay, how can I switch it up? Then a good friend of mine, he is big into the space as well. He told me, listen, you need to switch it up. Teach people your system. When you teach it to them, afterwards do a test with them. If they've passed the test, that's when you are going to work with them. So that's what I'm doing now. I created, I would say, my own university for like 3 months, where everyone needs to learn my whole strategy. Of course, in 3 months, you're not going to master it, but after 3 months, I can see who stick to it. So it's a very, very hard 3 months. So a lot of homework and a lot of hours needs to put in just into it. Why? Because I want to see who is crazy enough to listen 3 months to a little wizard who just gives them a lot of homework to pass the test. After the 3 months, that's when I can see, okay, I want to continue with this guy or not. If I want to continue, that's eventually the goal. I will put him into a group with other traders who passed the test. And now I have a group of analysts. So once you pass the test and once you show me, okay, you understand the strategy, now I have a group full of people who trade exactly my strategy. This means that if I wake up, I already wake up with more than 100 charts where my strategy was implemented in the charts, and the only thing that I need to do when I wake up is just see, okay, do I like this one? Yes, okay, I will put money in it. So it's I would say like a
win-win. It's very interesting because I didn't know, because usually when businesses are trying to assert themselves in the real world, it's because they are trying to provide value. And of course you're providing a shit ton of value, but on the other hand you're winning yourself as well, because you solve your own problem.
It's almost selfish, because that's the thing. In my opinion, everyone makes money at the end of the day for themselves. And I wanted to make sure that the other side wins as well. And in this case, I know for a fact that they win, because so I only benefit from it if they benefit from it as well, because they need to learn my system first. And they need to master my system first. So when they make money, I make money. When they lose money, I lose money as well. So it's more of a team. So at the end of the day, I have my personal brand to eventually build a crazy team. And I'm very, very selective. So for example, last month I did a new opening. Maybe you saw it on my Instagram. I tried to open up the applications once a month. I had more than 280 applications. 21 of them went in. Now 21 of them, I'm going to give them the hell 3 months, I would say. So usually it's a hell week. Now it's just 3 months of hard work and dedication. See who passed. Maybe 10 go through. This means that I have 10 more analysts inside of the group. This means that the group itself has 10 more people working inside of it. And this means that everyone benefits more.
When you're pretty selective with who you let in, which I totally understand, because you want only quality people around you. What are the things that you look for in a person?
Hard work. You don't have to be the smartest one, just be the hardest worker. So if I look at myself, everything that I did, I had the wrong cards. So I was knocking doors, selling things door to door.
What were you selling?
Charities.
Okay.
I became #1 in the Netherlands for a while. While I stutter like, you can already hear it. I stutter a lot, but back in the days it was even way more. So I knocked on the door. It was hello. Imagine, and I still did it. And also, so if I'm looking at school, you maybe see it now. I cannot sit still very well. Still always pass the tests in a good way. Okay, dropped out of college once. No, high school once, because I was a bit too energetic, I would say. So every time when I had something, same goes for books. I'm dyslexic, as I don't know even how much you can say. If I read a book, I need to read one page. I don't know how many times. I still read around 2 books a week. So everything where people usually say he's not going to make it, I want to make sure that I make it. And I know that there are more people like me in this case. And the only thing that brings you to that is just hard work. And that's what I want to see in a person. I want to see in a person the hard work. If I tell him on the first call, listen, in the first 2 years, you are probably not going to make profit. And he's telling me, I will prove you otherwise. That's the fire that I want. I just want someone as crazy as me who can say, you know what? Let me try it and let me show you. I love that.
The mindset that you're just describing is like life is handing you all sorts of shit and you're always bending it to your favor. Like you just described that the odds were not in your favor, but you're like, fuck it. I know that I can turn this into my favor and I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Like this relentless belief.
Yeah.
Do you think that particular mindset that you're just describing is something that someone can learn, that you have to be imprinted with by your father, that you're born with it?
It's just your why. Why are you doing certain things? Because if kids, for example, when you tell them when they are 12, wake up tonight, because tonight we are going to the airport because we're going on a vacation. Everyone was waiting in the night, like, oh my God, I cannot wait to wake up. You sleep at 12, you have maybe 2 to 3 hours in, and you wake up energetic as, I don't know how, why? Because you know where you're heading to.
Yes.
It's the why that you need. Same goes for people. If you cannot wake up at 4 a.m. to chase the goals, the goal isn't clear enough. Because if you know where you're heading to, and if it's, so for myself, the reason why I wake up every day at 4, even though sometimes I sleep 1 hour, sometimes on average maybe 4 to 5 hours, but why I still wake up is I know where I'm heading to. And this is the reason I can wake up, because I know where it will eventually bring me. And I'm so passionate about what I do that I don't have to look for motivation. It's already there. And that's what I always say. If your why is clear, you don't have to, you don't need motivation anymore, because it will be there. And a lot of people right now are looking for motivation somewhere. They are swiping reels all day. Oh, look at this motherfucker. He is doing push-ups in the rain. I want to be as motivated as him. Why the fuck is someone doing push-ups in the rain? It doesn't make any sense. Go inside, do it there. It doesn't make sense. Just your why needs to be clear. If you have a clear goal, okay, I want to... for the e-commerce, build this store in 10 days, and you have a clear goal why you are going to do it. You are going to have some sleepless nights. This is the thing. Many people just lack purpose, and purpose is the most important thing. So I would say start there, and that's when everything will make sense. That's what I would say.
What is your personal why then?
My personal why, to be honest, to show the world that I am capable of everything. So, like I said, I always had everything against me. All of the cards, and everyone always told me, yeah, no, but you are not going to do this because you have this and you have this and you have this. So for example, if I look at the sales thing, the first time when I went in there, everyone was laughing at me because I set my targets too high. So I went in, and you had the little boiler room, and the average in that room was around 3 to 4 subscriptions a day. And even the manager still told everyone, yeah, I'm going for 4 today as well. And I came in and I said, I'm going to get 12. Imagine a 16-year-old telling a manager, yeah, I'm going to do 3 times as much as you. They were all laughing at me and all of the things. And after 3 days, so the first day I came back and I had 3, and I was so frustrated. And everyone was like, whoa, you're doing a great job. It's your first day. Everything. I was frustrated and I went home. Next day, exactly the same. Went into the room and they told me, yeah, no, listen, Camille, now that you saw the game, what are you going to do? 3, 4? I said, no, 12. And they're looking again like, oh, this motherfucker. He still didn't learn that it's not normal to get such things. Boom, came back with 8. They're like, oh, whoa, you did it. And I'm like, no, I didn't do anything. 8 is not 12. Went back frustrated again. I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? And then day 3, I passed it. And I was like, you see, it's all how bad you want it. Many people, well, when they have 3 on a day, and they most of the time already have it in the morning, now they lack purpose again. Now they don't have a clear goal again. So the next door that they are going to knock is not as motivated as when they are on 2. Because when they are on 2, they know I just need 1 more. I always need a few more. That's what I have. So I want to become a billionaire. I know for a fact that all of the money that I'm making today is not even close to where the goal is. So I know that I need to continue and enjoy the journey at the same time. So that's the thing.
I admire the strength of your belief so much. And I think this should be something that, well, maybe not everyone, but it should be more common in society, because I believe that if men have this strong fuel desire from within, not just as cognitive desire, but really something that hits deep in the heart, which usually comes from a particular pain that you've been through in your life, then society would look way better. Because I believe that, especially in the Netherlands, like I haven't lived anywhere else for longer than a year, let's say, but life in the Netherlands I'm quite familiar with, and I see that the standard quality of life that we are living here, in my opinion, is fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I believe that it can be way better, and I'm almost like awestruck with the fact that how the fuck can we settle for this?
Like this.
Yeah,
because it's a filter system. So many.
It's a what kind of system?
So a filter system.
Okay.
So everyone always tells me, yeah, but it's the problem of the government because they didn't teach us entrepreneurship at school. Be happy about it. I'm very happy that they didn't teach me sales at school. I'm
Why?
very happy because this is the reason. In this way, you can see who really wants it. You can see who learns it themselves.
It's not given, but it's about who grabs it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're in a class of 30 persons, who is going to be the one who starts trading? Who is going to be the one who thinks, you know what? All of the people right here, they are going to the same university after this, and they're going to go to the same clubs after this, and all of the things. Who is the motherfucker who says, you know what? I'm going on a whole different path. Who is going to be that guy? And that's how an entrepreneur is born. That's the first lesson. Can you separate yourself from that 30 other motherfuckers in your class? Can you do it? And that's the perfect filter system. I was always the weird guy in the class because first I was on I got kicked off one school. So the first year in school I had a pretty big mouth and they didn't like it, and I had made a bit of too much ADHD, I would say. So then I went to an art school, a bit of a different school.
Yeah.
I am not the most I can draw pretty good, but that's it. So the artistic people are a bit different than the entrepreneurs and everything, and then you have left, you have right, and everything. So I was always the weird kid. They were always, and it sounds weird because they had blue hair and all of the things, but I was the weird kid because I was the one who didn't go vintage shopping. I was the one with with Louis Vuitton bag and a Gucci belt and all of the things. So I was the weird one, and I was totally fine with it. Same goes for when we were in class and they saw that I was trading in class. They were always like, what?
At what age is this?
Around 18, I would say. So younger. So the first weird phases were when I was starting taking books to school, because I started reading books quite early on. It's a funny story. I came back, so I made my first money. So first I did some not very good things on the streets, I would say. But afterwards I found my hustle in selling Yeezys and everything. That was pretty early on. So the first phase, I would say, from the Yeezys, the first pairs. So when I flipped that, I made my first money. And with that first money, I went directly to the Gucci store and I bought a Gucci belt. And I came back home with my Gucci belt, and I was so proud. And I said to my father, "Look at this thing!" And I tucked my shirt into my pants. I was like, "Boom!" And he looked at me and he said, "You're so stupid." And I was like, "Hey, what the? Did you see it or not?" He was like, "Yeah, you're stupid." And I was like, "Okay." He said, "I'm going to give you a surprise tomorrow, and you will like it." So I was like, "Okay, show me." So next day there was a package, and the package, it was a small package, and I didn't know what to expect. So I opened it, and it was the first book I ever read, and it's the most basic book ever, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I was, I think 15 or 16 or something. He gave me a book. I just bought a Gucci belt. I was like, what am I going to do with a book? Come on. He said, "Just read it and you will understand it." I said, yeah, fine. Threw away the book somewhere in my room, and I just continued with my thing. Until one day I was like, you know what? Let me just pick up the book and see what it really is. And then I learned about the lessons that he wanted to give me. Use your money right so you can multiply it and all of the things. And that's when it started for me. Like, okay, I learned some nice things from this book. Let me do some more research about the books in these topics. And that's when I started the book journey, I would say. And that's when you are going to read way more specific. So in the beginning, you read the easiest books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, like the basic books.
Yeah.
And that's when you don't have a topic. But from there on, you need to pick a topic. So which topic are you going to read about? Are you going to read more about psychology? Are you going to read more about day trading? Are you going to read more about whichever subject you want to? Once you find the best books in that space, that's when you're going deeper into the rabbit hole. Then when you have a book in that space, that's when you're going to read that book and see the recommended books inside of that book. And that's when the rabbit holes continues. And that's why people always looked weird at me, because like I said, I was the one with a Gucci belt who brought books to school. They're like, something doesn't click here. You know, it's a bit weird. Yeah.
Look, I've read a lot of books as well, and some books just strike a particular chord.
Yeah.
Which books did that for you?
So many.
Name one. What was a book that really comes to mind when I ask you which one strikes a chord?
So I have my favorite book, but I mentioned that one so many times, so I'm going to name a different one. The favorite book is The Alchemist, by the way. Really love that book. Do you know that book?
Yeah, I've read it.
Yeah. Outwitting the Devil is another one that is really, 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 really good.
Is Napoleon Hill as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outwitting the Devil is a book where it explains you how your inner devil, I would say, always tries to keep you away from all of the nice things, and that you are always very close to a successful life, but that inner devil most of the time is stronger than you. And once you realize that you have that inner devil inside of you, because many people don't know that they have that inside of them, that's when you can finally try to regulate it a bit more. You will never ever always have full control of it, but try to have it as much as possible. And that's one book that really was for me an eye opener, I would say.
I think this is one of the most critical insight that a young man needs to have.
Yeah.
We're never taught this, like especially, I don't know, in the culture that we grew up in the schools, everyone is politically correct and everyone is nice, and we pretend that the world is a safe and nice environment, and that you never can get backstabbed, that there are not like people that are taken over by demonic traits, but then you come in the real world and you get a little bit of taste of the bitterness that it can be.
Yeah.
And also the thing that you said, like that everyone has a demon inside of them.
Yeah.
And I think once you fully recognize that, that's what Carl Jung also talked about with his shadow work, integrating your shadow. I think a young man becomes a man because he loses his naivety.
Yeah, exactly. Just understand that the world isn't all rainbows and sunshine, but that it is there to give you lessons, and lessons most of the time are not good, or nice lessons, but they are good for you.
And I think these insights help you to navigate through life better, because a naive boy will always find himself zielig, like he will feel pity towards himself. Oh, I went through this and it was so heavy, and I have all of these traumas, and the world has been bad to me, and then you can marinate in your own self-pity.
There's a nice book about this. It's called The Man Searching for Meaning, and it's from a Holocaust survivor, and he was analyzing the people who survived during the Holocaust, he himself as well, of course, otherwise, and who not. And one of the things for him was he analyzed that the people who will say to themselves, oh yeah, it is so worse for myself that I'm right here right now, why do I deserve this, and all of the things, and they will just keep on crying, and they are the ones who will die first. And then you have another group.
Why is that?
Just because when you do this, you don't see any other opportunities anymore. So the other guys who told themselves, okay, what is someone trying to learn me here? What is the lesson in this? How possibly can I go out of this? That were the people who were, okay, you know what? This comes into my life. How can I fight out of it? And that is something I live by. You get something in life, okay, fix it. There is a problem in life, nice. Fix it. For myself, that's something. So I'm a convert. I'm a Muslim, and for me, there's just one rule for myself. In everything that happens in life, it's always Alhamdulillah. I lose a lot of money, Alhamdulillah. I win money, Alhamdulillah. I lose someone close to me, Alhamdulillah. I win a new guy in my circle, Alhamdulillah. It's always. Because there is something is taken away from me because it's better for me. And there's a lesson in it for me. Now I need to find the lesson. And a lot of people are too ignorant to find the lesson. They are too selfish to find the lesson in some things. Yeah, I lost this money. Oh, yeah. And why is it always me? And my life is so heavy and all of the things. No, yeah, it is heavy because you never try to find the purpose of it inside of your life. You always need to find why is it like this. So for myself, I could be the guy. Yeah, no, I'm not going into sales because I stutter. Okay, then you will always stay in that place. Now I learned to fight around it. I learned the little hacks like look someone just between the eyes and sometimes it works. You know, all of the small things. You need to find your way through it. And that only comes through hardship. So the only way to learn is through action. And if you learn this, that's when life will accelerate, I would say.
I think this is the ultimate form of ownership.
Yeah.
Because one of the life lessons that I've been integrating for the past few years, life sucks. And what are you going to do about it? Yes, life sucks. And yes, miserable things happen to you. And yes, from your point of view, you always feel like you're suffering more than other people. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It is like that. Just make it work in some way. And
exactly.
I think it's very inspiring, man. That's been a message that I've been missing in my childhood. I grew up with a lot of like feminine figures, mother, and there they always affirm how hard it is and how, you know, and sometimes I think as a man, you need someone that has been through hell in a particular way. And that just shows you, man, life is hard.
I would always say life is hard, so buy a helmet. That's what I always say. If someone cries to me, okay, buy a helmet and fuck up.
How has your journey been towards religion then? Were you born as an atheist? How did it go?
No, so I grew up in Jewish circles, so it's a bit different. So my mother isn't Jewish, my father is Jewish. So a lot of people say, yeah, he's not Jewish. Okay, fine. So I did the things Jewish people did. Let me put it like that. And a lot of my friends were Jewish.
You mean like the traditions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And there was one problem for me. It was more a lifestyle than a religion. So I was doing all of the things, but I didn't believe it. I was going to all of the Jewish things, but I didn't believe it. And I had a lot of Muslim friends as well, and they always had something that I wanted, and that was a real connection with something I didn't know about. So they always had something after their prayers. They look different, you know. You can see it from them. They look different. And I was like, okay, I want something like that as well. But there was one problem, of course, in the Jewish, Muslim. It's always a different, there's always a conflict there. And I was only following Jewish media channels. So in the beginning, Muslims, in my eyes, weren't good people. That's what I had. I always had like what they do is it's not good, because I was always following the media channels. Then of course I had the other group of Muslim friends, and what I always saw from them, it's way different than the media portrays. And then I was like, okay, maybe be less ignorant and see what they say. Maybe look at their media channels sometimes and see if you can neutralize it. I would say make it neutral in one way. And that's when so for me, one of the real triggers was I moved to Dubai when I was pretty young. I was 18. I'm now 22. So I lived there now for 4 years. And for me, when I moved there, I saw a whole different version of Islam, I would say. Because there, of course, it is easier to practice. You have mosques everywhere. You have prayer rooms everywhere. And that's when I said to myself, okay, Camille, now you can finally learn about it without any other perspectives. My parents always, by the way, were very supportive in this. So they were very happy that I found something like this. But I was like, okay, now I can finally, without any friends, just see it for yourself. Buy a Quran and just start. And that's when I was hooked, I would say, because when I started, there were so many signs for me that came into my life that this was something that was the right thing for me to do, I would say. But it took a while before I finally accepted it. That's what I would say.
What was the in-between phase?
The in-between phase was I was scary to make the actual step. And that is always something I was scary to be, because I come from a background where it was where Muslims just Muslims. The picture of being a Muslim was very different for me in my childhood, so it was hard for myself to call myself a Muslim. Until a good friend of mine told me, listen, his name is Yassin. He told me, listen, Camille, there's one thing that you should understand. Even though you pray now, even though you do Ramadan, even though you do all of the things a Muslim does, because you are not actually converted, you won't die as a Muslim. And I was like, oh, so there's no free trial in here. I was like, oh, so the 14-day free trial is done now. And I was like, okay, maybe it is time to make the actual step. And that's when I made the actual step, and I'm the proudest guy ever that I did it.
Beautiful, man. Really, yeah. I find it a very.
I never told this story to anyone.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, then.
Yeah.
I wonder, maybe this is a silly stereotypical thing. They you grew up in like a Jewish environment.
Yeah.
My stereotype of Jewish people is that they somehow raise their kids differently, that they install them with more high value principles compared to, like, let's say in Dutch we say the proletariat, like the people that are the lower class, because often in the lower class you don't see that parents install their kids with particular values. Could it be that because you grew up in a more higher standard Jewish environment that you absorb this mindset from an early age, or did it really come from your personal?
Yeah, this was so I didn't grow up rich, and if I look at the Jewish environment itself, very very smart guys. That's something you tapped on really good. But I would say when I went into that circles, I already had my a lot of life lessons learned from an early age on. That's what I would say. So I would say it's more for myself than from the community itself.
A lot of men or young men or boys, however you want to call it, when they get the tough life lessons, when they get smacked around a little bit, as a child, you're protected often, and all the impact of the life lessons is usually like covered by the parents, by whoever is protecting them. But the first rough life lessons, a lot of people, how they cope with it is escapism, whether it's drinking, women, all the little candy that the shaitan puts around you to distract you. How did you prevent yourself from falling from that trap to escape from the pain?
So it depends which phase we are talking in life.
Tell me, I said.
So from an early age on, so to put it into perspective, I was raised with two fathers, one biological father, and my stepfather. I see my stepfather as my real father. Why? Because he taught me the lessons that I needed to learn in life. My biological father didn't, or at least he did, but he was a drug addict. So it was a bit of different lessons, I would say, than usual. If I'm looking at the lessons that I've learned from an early stage on, is that you don't have a choice. It is you how you are going to fix it. No one else is there to eventually help you. Why? Because many people live their own lives and many people have their own lessons, and that's how it should be. Everyone needs to learn their own lessons. You cannot expect someone else to take your lessons as personal as you should do. It is all you. The things that you have on a daily basis, the hardships that you have on a daily basis are there for a reason. If you try to escape from it, you will need to learn it on a later stage in life. And that's the thing. Eventually, that lesson is there and you need to learn it. So you can be ignorant and say, yeah, no, I'm going to the drugs right now, or I'm going to the cheap woman right now. One day in life, that lesson will come back, and there is no way to escape it.
What you just described is like an intellectual realization of state of affairs. Look, this is the cards that life dealt for me, and I gotta play with them. So it's like insight into the situation,
Yeah.
but that's still intellectual. I think what needs to be backed up by that intellectual insight is also a deeper willingness to confront life.
Yeah.
Because some people deep down, they know it, like,
Yeah.
okay, it's in my hands, I should fix my life, but somehow they miss the guts, they miss the fire.
Yeah, and that's what I say. You always need people who scan the groceries. You always need to
Yes.
have people who clean your car. This life isn't for everyone. Yeah, it is what it is.
It's like a jungle.
Yeah, and that's what I said. So only the fittest survive. It is what it is. that's so. If I look at one of the I love clothing. And I love the more expensive jackets and everything. Yeah. And there's one where I just did my favorite quote in it, and it's "fuck around and find out." And I think that's the most important quote that I live by. In order to find out, you need to fuck around first, and a lot of people are too scared to fuck around. But there's the thing: you have nothing to lose. If you ask the average guy in the Netherlands right now, are you happy with your current state? They will say no. This means that you have nothing else to lose. Your starting point is already better than the point before. So what I would say is just start fucking around. And some people, they will listen. And the other people will say, oh yeah, no, but this 22-year-old. Well, so if you just look at the stereotypical reactions you will get as a young guy who does some nice things. Yeah, but he is young, so what does he know? Age doesn't so just look at age. I can tell you one thing. A guy from 18 who went through who made different businesses, for example, who lost a father, who lost all of the things in life, for example, and still managed to go through it, learned more life lessons than some Tanja uit Schubbekutteveen, who was grocery scanning all of her life. You know, age doesn't mean shit. On average, yes, the older you get, the more life lessons you will get. But that's on average. We don't want to live an average life. And most of the people who had some insane results, I would say, they didn't have an average life. So they went through way many more things. The people who will comment, this guy is 22, well, what does he know? You're probably around 40, you're sitting on your couch with an uitkering, shut the fuck up.
With your pick in your hand.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And once you realize that's the guy who will always tell you to back off, that's the devil. That's the surroundings that will tell you don't do it. It is someone who deep down knows that he wanted to do it, but he didn't. Because he was too scared to fuck around.
And then the whole idea of you doing the things that he was scared to do, or he subconsciously didn't believe he could do, is too much of a pain in the ass to actually see that you're doing it.
They always say the real devil is the version of you who did everything that you wanted to do but didn't do. That's a painful experience if you meet that motherfucker. Even for me, I did a lot of things that I wanted to do, but there were some things that I still managed to not do it. If I see the version of myself who did do that, I will cry.
Yeah.
Because I will see the potential that he took. Same goes for everyone who is watching this. It doesn't matter if you are 40. It doesn't matter if you come uit Schubbekutteveen, because you can still make something from it. You can still do it. But you first need to face reality. And you first need to do it. And that's the thing. Many people will say way easier, yeah, but he is talking bullshit, than actually face the reality. I have the easiest reality check for everyone who's watching this. First of all, go to the mirror, take off your shirt. Are you fat or not? Are you happy? Are you attractive? If it isn't so, like this, if you see a fat fuck, okay, go to the gym. It will cost you 30 euros maybe. Go to the gym, fix that. It will take you around 12 weeks, maybe 24 weeks. Do your thing. Next step, open up your bank account. Are you happy? How many zeros do you see, or do you see a minus before it? Because then I hope that you don't see a lot of zeros. Yeah? Oh, open up your bank account. You're not satisfied? Okay. Shut up, work harder. This is the easiest reality check. Look at your current network. Are you happy? with all of the dipships around you? No, not happy? Okay, do something about it. And that's the thing. Many people don't even want to do this. Or they will think, yeah, this 22-year-old is just talking bullshit. Fine, I'm talking bullshit. But I can walk to the mirror and I'm happy. I can walk to the bank account and I'm happy. I can look at my current friendships and I'm happy. And that's something you cannot do. And that's the thing. That's the pain. They will watch this and they will feel pain. Because they cannot do the same and they don't have the balls to do what I just said.
Sometimes I have to remind myself, you're only 22 years old. I wish at that age that I was surrounded by people like you, and I find it genuinely very inspiring. Like, I suppose that people like you, because I see a lot of like similarities in the way we look at things and the way we experience things, are often have a hard time giving credit to yourself, because you're only heading forward. Okay, fuck what I have now. I have an obsession, you know? Yeah. And that's why I want to give you the credits. Like, you're doing very well, and I think you can be proud of yourself.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Looking at your situation, you're on your way to get filthy rich with a capital F. What then? Like, you described, okay, I want to get filthy rich just to show my balls. Like, you said I couldn't do it. Here I am. Fuck you. But then what?
Build a family. That's for me a thing. I love my wife. So I'm married quite early. I would say, if you compare it to average, that's my vision. Just have beautiful kids, live the life with my wife and with family, and just do my thing. Because that's at the end of the day what drives me.
Very relatable, man. When you said I love my wife, I felt also like for me that means everything. I never thought that I would marry. I was very much so on a different life path, but once it happened, it changed everything.
What you are doing right now, same for you. It is crazy how you guys, just the two of you, how you are doing this. It's fucking crazy. Give each other a hug, please. No, for real.
I don't want to. Okay, after the show we do it. Okay.
Like how you guys are managing to go through this. How you guys go through this time. At one point, one stage of life, you will sit on your own yacht and see, holy fuck, we did it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's everything for me, man. That's what I'm fighting for.
You have someone who you can talk to with the hardest points of life. That's what I always say. I will never, ever, ever trust a guy who's cheating on his wife. Because if you can cheat on the girl who you are talking about everything with, who you are having the most emotional conversations with, you will fuck me as well. And what I saw from you, and why I went from Dubai to here for literally 24 hours, is one of the reasons, because I see how you guys are living. And I see that this is a real bond, and I see that you are real. Because otherwise you wouldn't show it like this. I love it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, really. For fuck's sake, Camille. 22-year-old. Powerful motherfucker. I just had a question in mind, because I was thinking about the whole family thing. And I think people are missing out on life so much. Like, the Matrix is so good in portraying that there are all sorts of worthy endeavors that are so big and so attractive, and you have to fight for this, that, whatever. But I think one of the few things that gives a particular sense of peace deep within your soul is having people around you that you love and that you're willing to die for.
Yeah, but that's something that is very hard for an average guy to understand. Why? Because, so for me, it sounds weird, but I have had a privilege that I had a drug addict as a father, and that my real father now isn't as healthy as I wanted him to be. Because I know for a fact that every minute that I spent with him, for me, is very fucking valuable. If you grew up with healthy parents, and if you grew up and there was no problem, and you can see them whenever you want, that's a whole different stage. For me, I know for a fact every single minute I spent with him is worth much more than anything else in life. And that's a lesson that I'm the proudest one to have. I lost my biological father. I know for a fact how it feels to wanting to spend more time with someone. And if you have that, if you have the power of that, you will value family way more. I have friends as well. So like I said, I moved to Dubai when I was 18. It was a hard step for me because when you're 18, you're not very. I'm still not really an adult. I would say I'm a bit childish, but from there on, I met a lot of guys who were the same age, who were there with me, and they didn't miss their parents. And I always looked at them like, how the fuck do you do this? Because I'm thinking about them every single minute of the day. How do you do this? And that's when I saw, okay, they didn't have the band or relationship that I had with my parents because I needed to have it. Because I know that it's a ticking time bomb always. I always put on my stories a life calendar. So it's a calendar where you see all of the boxes in life. And you can see that it easily fits on one picture. And that every box is 1 week. And that's when you realize that half of that life calendar for your parents is already full. And many people won't even make 100. So this means that they are already on 2/3 of the calendar. Watch that calendar and think, fuck, maybe I need to give them a hug more often. Maybe I need to call them more often. That's the thing, man.
I think it's very beautiful because we take a lot of things for granted, but that's just like betting, you know?
No one ever thought, you know what, let me die in a car crash today. No one ever thought, you know what, I'm going to apply for cancer today. No one. It just happens in life. And my father, when he died, it was half a year before he died, he heard that he had cancer. That's the thing. No one applies for that. It just happens in life. And it can happen to every single one in the world as well. It can happen to me. It can happen to anyone. And that's why I want to make sure that I live every single day to the fullest. Because you can get the call today. Camille, you have cancer. Fucked up. Yeah. What are you going to do? Yeah. Now you have 6 more months to make it. Yeah. Do your thing. I know for a fact that every single day I can get that call. Because I saw it from my own surroundings. I know how heart failures and all of the shit are. It can happen, bro. With a few seconds in life, boom. What the fuck are you going to do? Yeah, that's life. And many people are not prepared for that lesson. And I learned that lesson very, very, very early on. When I had my CITO-toets, so that's a test you need to do on primary school, I heard that my biological father had a heart attack. That's something I would never fucking imagine. But you get the call and you're like, okay, shit, that's fucked up. How are you going to deal with it? It's all of the things that you just need to ask yourself, how would you deal with it right now? Because one day it can happen to you. Young guys die in car crashes every single fucking week. It happens. And it's not because they are bad drivers. It's because someone out there on the road was a bad driver. It happens. That's life.
When a moment occurs to you in your life when something happens that is quite a shock, like your father passing away, for instance, how do you cope with it? Do you think you have a healthy coping mechanism?
Now, alhamdulillah. Literally, if I get something in life, that's the first thing that I say. Because I know for a fact that it was written already. Maktab. It is written. And I know for a fact it is me, or I'm going to bitch about it. Oh, I'm so... it happens to me. Oh, or I'm just going to face reality. Okay, it happened. Fuck. What would this person want that I would do in this case? Because most of the time, if someone dies, we don't have to feel sorry for the guy. It is always the family. Because the family goes into a phase of, or they're going to accept it and move on, or they're going to live the miserable life and the miserable moment for every single minute of their life. I know for a fact, if something happens in my life, I don't care what, I will go out of it harder. Because I know that I could be there the next day. Better fucking make some of it. I don't want to be the guy who scrolls all day. Because if I have 6 more months, and I see how much I could do in the past 4 years, I would get depressed. I want to make sure that I'm doing every single day everything that I'm capable of. That's why I'm here. I want to make sure that my kids, when they are older, they watch this and they think, fuck, he was 22 there. What am I doing? You know, I want them to go harder than me. So I want to be the perfect role model for them.
Yeah, that's the power of marriage for me as well, because I was, as we usually say in Dutch, lang leven de lol. I'll see wherever I end up.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had this gut feeling that, yeah, I want to do something great with my life, but I'll see when it happens. But then when I was married, then I know for a fact, of course, the biological things have to work properly, but let's assume that it does. I know for a fact that in the future, there will be children looking at me in my eyes, and they will call me daddy. By knowing that, I know that I cannot be lacking anymore.
No.
There's the urgency to make something out of my life and sacrifice literally everything.
Yeah.
I cannot live with the idea that my daughter has to look me in the eyes. Daddy, why do you have to work 70 hours a week and you come back home depressed? And
just
why?
ask yourself, what if you get a daughter or a son, and in the first year he gets sick? Do you manage to pay the best doctors? Yes or no? If the answer is no, work fucking harder because you want to.
Yeah, man. And I think that kind of, I don't know, it's cringe to say maybe hustler mindset, but it is a hustler mindset. It's lacking often, man. You know,
and the problem is with relationships. Many people don't feel a relationship anymore as how it's supposed to be. They think, okay, I meet someone and that person needs to be perfect. It doesn't work like that. You like a person and you're making it to the perfect person for yourself. But as I have a lot of fucking silly things about me, and I'm not the perfect boyfriend, but I know for a fact that I will give her everything that I have and that I'm capable of. Same goes for her. She has her mistakes as well, but I love it. Even though in the beginning it wasn't, I will learn to love it. You need to be able to learn to love things that you don't like about a partner. Because if you're not going to do this and if you're going to be ignorant, you will never ever find someone that you're 45 and alone. Fuck you. Yeah. What I know for a fact is I want to build with someone. Because building together is what you need. So I lost all of my capital multiple times. When I had a relationship with her as well. One time I lost a lot. I sat on the other side of the bed and I was with my hands in my hair like, what the fuck am I going to do now? And she said, listen, Camille, what a normal Camille would do right now is this and this and this. What a bitch would do is what you're doing right now. That's the only thing I needed. I needed someone who sees the real version of me every single day and who can remind me of that real version when I'm not that version. That's something I need. And she knows that version is the best person ever. Because I talk to her about everything. She knows everything about me. Because I know for a fact that's the biggest strength. She needs to keep my head up when I'm not capable of that.
I don't even know what to say. Brother, this is... I wish that all the thousands of young men that are... searching in life for their meaning, for their happiness, in all sorts of different corners where it cannot be found, knew these seemingly simple life lessons. The power of a wife. I didn't know. I discovered it. And just exactly like you said, it's, I believe that as a man, you should strive to become the most competent, most invincible version of you. Of course, you're still human, but I believe that this is a vessel. This body is a vessel, and with a particular vessel, you can orchestrate particular things in life. You can become a loser. You have the potentiality to become all of it, and you should strive for the best, in my opinion. And for me as well, my wife helped me to navigate towards that version. When I'm drifting off, she looks me in the eye, and something happens. She gives me particular feminine advice that she can feel, that she can see in my eyes. She can mirror to me what my own blind spots are.
Yeah.
And that's the most painful thing. Of course, the easiest...
the best thing.
The nicest thing would be, no, I know it all, blah, blah. But if you can listen to that advice, it's like a superpower. It's like you're on the ocean navigating and you have an extra compass.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We can say this, and this is the reason I myself don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Why? Because I'm listening to someone else, his experience, and you have a lot of people who listen but don't do. And that's the thing. You need to discover it for yourself. So you have a lot of people who say, yeah, money doesn't buy happiness. Okay, how much money do you have when you're telling me this? Many people who say this, I would say 99% of the people who say money doesn't buy happiness didn't have money in the first place. So they didn't have the option. Yeah, I don't need a relationship, okay, because you never had a good one. They don't have the experience. You need to have the experience first before you talk. And the thing is, I can say now money doesn't buy happiness, but you need to discover it for yourself. You need to drive in a few cars for yourself first to see what the experience is. Because otherwise it will always be speculation. And on speculation you can build nothing. So when you are talking about relationships, ask yourself first, did you went into a serious one before, yes or no? When you're talking about happiness and money, did you have a few M's on the bank account, yes or no? No? Shut up. Do it first before you say something. Same goes for this. We can say everything about the relationship right now. They need to experience it for themselves first. But a lot of people are too scared to have this experience. They don't want to face it, the fuck around thing. They don't want to fuck around because it's too scared to make commitments in life. They are scared to make a commitment when they are 18 and they have a whole life in front, still in front of them, but they are scared because they think that that's everything they have. No, that's because you cannot see further in your life because you're living too much in the moment. I don't believe in living in the moment. I believe in planning. Plan ahead and you will live the moment with success.
I think we almost developed this artificial life phase that's called exploring and fucking around, but in a degenerate way. You know, I don't know, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, it was normal when you're 18, 20, 21 to get married and to get your life together. And now we have this weird life phase, especially in the modern Western world, where between your 20th and 30th age is normal to do just whatever you like, explore. But the problem with that is, like, I promote exploration. I think it's good in your life to explore what you like, what your affinities are, what your qualities are, and then eventually navigate to a certain point where you get your life together. But now it's almost become this phase where you get lost. Your body count adds up. You forgot how to properly form a true connection with someone. And after so much kilometers of exploration, it becomes hard to form a lasting bond.
What I always say, and it's
now it comes.
This is more of a funny one, is the longer you wait.
Yes.
So the more years you wait, the more times your future wife gets banged by other dudes. just ask yourself how long you actually want to wait. Because you can say, yeah, I want to marry a virgin. Okay, where the fuck are you going to find her in a few years? Just for yourself, ask that question. Do you want it? Yes or no? Yeah, just for yourself. She is going to lay in bed with a few other dudes the longer you wait. And that's when you have the serious relationship and you are 30 or I don't know how old. And you will tell her, oh, baby, I wish I met you sooner. No, you didn't. Shut the fuck up. And then he is getting angry about her ex. No, it's your problem. Shut the fuck up. She didn't know you. Yeah. So that's something I always like to tell people who are waiting. A lot of people, they always think in it is either this or this. But there's one thing that you should understand. It's not this and this. It is and this and this.
Do you have an example of when that's
many
the case?
Things. So if you look at yeah, but no, I'm not going to start a business because I want to spend time with family. There is no okay, it is either you have a business or you have a family. No, you can do it both. When you're having a business, most of the time you can make more free time than having a job and a family. And this is with everything in life. They will always tell you, yeah, no, it is either this or it is this. Shut the fuck up. Then you're thinking too small. It is always and. That's what I would say.
It's interesting because even when you said you're thinking too small, I found that in my own thinking process. I was like, but you do have a limited amount of resources to allocate to particular projects in your life.
Shut up, you're broke, work harder. Yeah, that's what I would say. Work harder and make it an end.
Yes. Yeah, powerful.
So that's the thing about options. A lot of people, so for example, my story from yesterday, to put it into context, I went here first class, and afterwards I went on so the first class tickets, they are around 5k to 10k. After that I went on a scooter that is maybe 200 euros. Yeah. And I don't give a flying fuck, because I love to go in Amsterdam on a scooter just doing my thing. A lot of people won't do this. Why? Because they need to have the image that they are rich and that they are cool and all of the things. It is about options. For me, total freedom is having the option to go on a cheap scooter or go into the car. It is having the option to fly first class or to fly economy. It is having the option to buy a very expensive car or not. So if I'm looking at a friend of mine, he bought a very expensive car. The comments full of it. Yeah, this color is ugly. I would never go for this color. Okay, show me the color that you bought. Oh wait, you don't have one because you're going with the bus. Shut the fuck up. You don't have the option. Yeah, I would never ever fly first class because you can better do this and this and this with the money. You can do this with the money. Yeah, and for you that's a thing. I can do it both. I can fly first class and still do that. It's the end. But they are thinking it is either this or this. They're thinking, no, I need to pay the bills, so I won't be able to do this. No, you are too broke. If you made more money, you wouldn't have to worry about this, and you can do it both. You don't like the color about the car? Okay, get another one. That's the thing. Always just think for yourself. Am I thinking this or this because I'm a brokey? Or am I thinking this or this because I really want to? I don't have to. So that's in my opinion the biggest difference between people with real money and people who pretend to have money. I never ever had a millionaire, have met a millionaire or a multi-millionaire who was an asshole or was a dipshit. Yeah, it is always the people who made their first 100k who feel the biggest. And I can tell you one thing: the people who will feel themselves here, they would never ever go on a bicycle like me, because they want to have the image that they are doing it well. They need to keep that image up. It's the insecurity. While people with real money, in my opinion, they can have the confidence to do whatever the fuck they want to. You have an opinion about it? Okay, so I'm riding on a bike that's 200 euros and you think I'm broke? Okay. Fine. Okay, I'm broke. Woo! Yeah. Okay. I'm doing this and this and this. Okay, I'm wearing, for example, a cheap t-shirt. Okay. You think I'm broke? Fine. Do your thing.
Do you want a sticker?
Yeah. But the insecure people who made their first money, they want to have the image. So they need to overcompensate in everything that they are doing.
It's a similar thing what Jordan Peterson used to say, because he would always talk about like virtuous, being virtuous, in Dutch, like deugd te hebben. And he said, you're not a virtuous man when you never cheat and you're ugly as fuck and you weigh fucking 100 pounds. And no girl wants you because you don't have the option to even cheat.
Yeah.
The real virtue is seeing the demons within you, but being able, as you said, to in some way not necessarily control them, because that means something with force. It's more like a subtle art of steering it in the right direction and letting it work for you.
Yeah.
And how that literally translates to a particular example, let's say with cheating. I believe that every man has the demon inside of him that wants to cheat, that wants to lust over multiple women. But you see that part of yourself and you say, shut the fuck up because I have higher values. And I think the true power and the true virtue is indeed in having the choice to do it both right and wrong, and then choosing to do it right. Because
that's the strength. Yeah, that's exactly what you just mentioned. It's the strength. Having the strength to say to yourself, I'm going for this instead of this. that's what people lack because they are bitches. Exactly that. That's why I never ever work with someone who cheats on his wife. Because he cannot make the what you just mentioned, the right option. He cannot make the right choice, in my opinion. He is too weak.
What would be the antidote to this lack of character? Like, where can people derive their strength from, their strength of character?
It's a hard one. I think for many it starts with are you able to stick to your simple routine? So for many people it's easy to spot if someone is making it in life or not. Can he say no to the smaller things? So I stopped drinking and I never smoked. So I wanted to say smoke, but I never smoked. But I stopped drinking when I was 18. And everyone back then was telling me, why would you do this? And all of the things. And I know for a fact it was wrong for me. It didn't benefit me in any way. And was I strong enough to say to myself, okay, I'm going to stop? It was more of a test. And yes, I was. And many people who cannot do this, that's where it already starts, in my opinion. It starts by saying saying no to the smaller things. Many people are not able to do this. Many people are not able to say no to the smaller desires in life.
When you say you don't smoke, you mean with like cigarettes or with the weed or whatever. But I know that you like some good cigars, right?
I do.
Where did that love come from? And what's your relationship with the cigar?
So it is a funny story. I a few years ago, I bought my first cigar just for fun. So I went in and I said to the owner of the shop, Nasir, shout out naar jou. I said to him like, just give me a big one that looks cool. And he was like, what the fuck is this? Okay, I will give you one. So I did it, and then I bought a candle inside of his shop as well. And that candle, I got hooked to the candle, not to the cigar. And I got hooked to the candle so much, I was like, okay, I want to have that candle again. But it was maybe 2 months afterwards. So I went to Nasir and I said, listen, do you have more of the candles? And he said, no, we stopped selling those, but I still have cigars. I was like, fuck, I came here for a candle. He was like, you know what? Let's grab a coffee after this and I will show you a good cigar. And I was like, you know what? Let me pick a right cigar and do this, because there's probably a bigger world behind this. And that's when I started to see that cigars is way more about you sit down and you have a nice conversation with someone. And it is a good conversation starter for many things, but it's nice to have during a conversation as well. Always for me, when I'm having my cigar, I'm just having either a good conversation or with someone, or it is for a thinking moment for myself. So that's it for me. And the word behind it is so much bigger than I would expect.
Yeah, when I smoke a cigar, I don't do it regularly, but the times that I've done, I don't know what it triggers in me, but the idea starts to flow, starts to pop. It's like
it's the breathing most of the time. So breathing can do a lot of you especially with your mind. And when you're smoking a cigar, you're focusing on your breathing as well. And this brings up most of the time a lot of nice ideas, because you are breathing in the right way. And many times throughout the day, we are not breathing in the right way. So when you drink coffee, for example, sometimes because there's so much caffeine in it, your heart rate goes up. Boom! Now you are breathing in a different way, and that's when you will feel in a different way. Same goes if you look at panic attacks. How is a panic attack born? Because of the breathing. The breathing goes wrong. What brings you less air to your brains, and then boom, you'll see all of the weird shit and all of the things. So the reason why I know this is because I had panic attacks 4-5 years ago, I think, and that's when I saw for myself, okay. Boom, I have this. What the fuck was this? I just saw weird shit, heard voice. I was like, what is this? Then I went to my psychologist. And I said to him, okay, this and this and this happened. What the fuck is this? He said it was just a panic attack. I said to him, okay, what is a panic attack? How does it work? because he can tell me, yeah, but what happens in life and all of the things. I just wanted to know, how does a panic attack work so I can find my way through it. Then he said, basically, it's all breathing. And from then on, I had it one time and I never had it ever again. Why? Because I know how to go against it, focus on my breathing. If I feel a little bit of panic and I focus on my breathing, I see, that was the problem. I was breathing like an imbecile again. So that's very easy for me to spot. Just go to the core of the problem, solve it, and it's done.
What I think is so powerful about your approach, because for a regular person, it would make sense to look at the root cause of the panic attack, because in my belief, a panic attack almost always stems from a particular trauma that you haven't properly processed.
Yeah.
And that by a particular external or internal trigger, which could be stress, which could be a particular trigger that's associated with your initial trauma, whatever it is, your nervous system, because it has a memory, it starts to relive the old traumatic experience as if it is happening right now. Let's say a woman has a sexual trauma. What does a sexual trauma do? It constricts everything. Can't breathe.
Yeah.
And then there's a particular trigger, a man that looks like the initial abuser comes, who's completely innocent, comes in her space and she's reliving it, panic attack starts, whatever. Then I would say it would make sense to go back to the old experience and develop different associations with the experience.
Yeah, but even that, you need to do it with a rational thought. And that's the thing. Many people cannot do this because when they feel they most of the time don't know anymore that it is about breathing, because not a lot of people tell you that it is about breathing. If you focus on your breathing at that moment and then analyze, okay, what is actually happening, your rational thoughts, they disappear when you stop breathing. So when you focus on your breathing and then are thinking, okay, what is actually happening? Wait, nothing is happening. It was just me again. For myself, that's what worked.
Yeah, but I'm affirming the method because I think what is so powerful about your method and why it works and why you don't need to specifically relive the experience as other therapists would assume is because with your radical belief, like, hey, it has to do with my breathing, I can fix it, you claim all the autonomy.
Yeah.
And what is the characteristic experience or what characterizes trauma is that people don't feel the autonomy. Something so big is happening and I don't have any influence about it. If you can trigger that sense of autonomy and sovereignty, like I'm in control, then the trauma will lose its effect. And I think that's the miraculous effect that you saw, is because you have such a strong conviction in your own autonomy. I can convert this experience, however traumatizing it may be, to my own will. I can get out of this. And I think that's why a lot of psychologists suck. They, oh no, we have this method. You don't do anything. You don't have to show any heart. No, man, it doesn't work like that. I think the GGZ in the Netherlands, the traditional mental health care system, sucks. I think if you would go lecture there, they could learn a lot of stuff. For real. It sucks. It's all beta males. It's all people with a forward head position. We're going to talk today about your experiences. How did you feel? It doesn't work.
Because it's most of the, so that's again the reason why I talk about this, is because I had it from my own experience. And when you can talk from your own experience, it's real. But many people, they teach about business or they teach about this kind of topics without experience. So you will never ever have the same level of understanding than someone else. I went there and I can say, I know a lot of people who are maybe having panic attacks are now like, yeah, no, but this is not that easy and all of the things. Okay, maybe, fine. For you, it's not. But I can tell you one thing. Try to do it. If it works, it works. If not, I was wrong for you. It is what it is.
Yeah, I fully agree, man. The breath creates your experience. What happens when somebody angers you. If you lose that control, you let the breath control you.
Yeah, and then the pussy takes over.
Yeah.
And the pussy takes over into fights. The pussy takes over into your crying and everything. Just don't be a bitch. That's what I would say. Even if you look at fighting and all of the things, one of the most important things in fighting is your breath. When you're jogging, same thing. Focus on your breath and you can last a lot longer than you think.
Look, we're gonna pretend this was like a smooth interruption, but
it was.
I have to admit, guys, I just went to the toilet, and I'll try to edit this as smoothly as possible. But we were talking about the panic attacks and everything, whatnot, and about the mindset. Very valuable lessons. But I wonder, let's say in the future you get kids, and let's say you have a son. Right now, like, people raise their kids as if, I think very much so, on autopilot. Often not aware of what sort of programming they are giving to their kids, what sort of things they're saying, what sort of subconscious beliefs the parents are embodying, which the children are absorbing.
Yeah.
What are things, and especially towards your son, that you're gonna try to convey to him?
So if I look at one of the lessons my father gave me, my not biological father, the smart one, is that I need to, or he told me, Camille, once you have kids, you need to understand one thing, and that is every single human being on this planet has a different goals, has different paths, and has a different way of life. And this is something you need to understand. What you are doing right now, I wanted to give you all of the freedom to do this. Same goes for me. If I have kids, I understand very well that he will have his own lessons, or she. And I will be the supporter in every fucking thing that he or she will do. There's one thing that I want to do, and that is make something of it. So I don't care if my son goes into finance, or if he wants to go into art or anything else, but go full. Don't be a bitch. Just, if you go, do everything you are capable of to make it. So if I'm looking at my sister, I'm very proud of her. She's a doctor, and she is doing everything she's capable of to become the best in her thing. That's so important for me. I want to make sure that everything that someone does, I want him to do it in the most optimal way. Because I want someone to die as a name and not as a number. So if I die right now, I know that if I'm dying, other people will. So let's say this is, I think it was Andrew Tate who gave this this example. He said if there's a crash in a bus today, and 30 people dies, and one of that 30 is Taylor Swift. The whole world knows Taylor Swift dies in that car crash. No one else will know who the other 29 people were. I want my kids and myself, and I hope for everyone, that you become a name. Become a name. If you're dying, make sure that you left something on the world itself. If something happens with my sister, if something happens with me, if something happens with my son or my daughter, I want to be sure that someone gets remembered because of the fucking insane results you got on this planet. I think that's an important one, and this is one of the reasons why I started my personal brand as well, because I want to make sure that I have way more impact than just myself.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to look at it. If a lot of more people would look at it that way, society would have looked very beautiful, regardless of what you do.
Yeah,
like, you
just
don't
become the main character in your own life.
Yeah.
Everyone is looking at someone else. So let's take an average guy he's just following people on social media, and that is his life. He is a side character of a main character. Become the own main character. It's your chance, bro. Do your thing. Do you always want to think, oh, he is a very nice car? Oh, he flies this. He flies a private jet. Oh, that should be nice, bro. It could be you. You are just too lazy to actually achieve it. You are too afraid of what other people are going to think of you. Just do it.
Yeah, that's the form of mental masturbation that is a good, or not a good substitute, but it is a substitute to the actual life. But when you have the conviction that you cannot reach it, then the mental masturbation serves as like a substitute that keeps people sedated enough not to feel the pain of their own misery.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it's poison.
Yeah.
It kills dreams. What do you make of Andrew Tate? Do you get inspired by him? Do you dislike him, like him?
I like him. Just so first of all, the connection with his brother, love it.
It's inspiring.
It's very, very inspiring. I think the people who don't like him misunderstand him or misunderstood him, because they just look at the crazy things he said in a clip and not at the actual things that he does. And you need to understand one thing. He is in the content game, I think, for more than 7 years or something, more than 10 years. In 10 years, you will always say some crazy things. I will say crazy things as well. and it's how you frame it. And I think he was just a danger to society because he said all of the things many people didn't want people to know. That's why many people frame him. But I think if you hate him, just ask yourself why. This is a experiment some guys on YouTube did. They just went up to random people. Do you like Andrew Tate? No. Okay, why not? Yeah, because he is a misogynist. Okay.
What does it mean?
No, not even. So that's one. That they don't know what it means. But okay, say something, name something where he said something that was misogynistic. No, I just heard it from a friend. Okay, maybe your friend is lying. What the fuck are you talking about? And this is everything in life. Many people don't look at their own source anymore. This is something for me with religion as well. With religion, I don't build up on what friends are saying to me. I want to make sure that everything that I'm learning is how I am reading it. So I have a whole list on my phone how what is said in the Quran and how I read it. Well, I think one of the biggest problems in every religion is but you are not allowed to do this. You are not allowed to do this culture. Many people who will say you are not allowed to do this, this, and this, and this, don't know where it's coming from, don't know the reason why it's not allowed, and they will just say it to other people to give authority. That's the thing. Shut up if you don't know. With everything in life. If you don't know in which particular chapter it was said inside of the book, shut up and show proof first. If someone says something to me, I want to see proof first. If you cannot show the proof, I want to see it first before we are going to act upon it.
Yeah, I think it strikes a particular memory in my mind. In some Turkish families, there are a lot of uncles and whatever. There are always these figures that like to show off how much they know about particular stuff, and then someone says it, and it's like a one-upmanship. No, but I know you're right.
That is fine. That is fine. If you want to show off how much knowledge you have, that's fine. But show me the actual proof that it is the right knowledge. Because that's the thing. Stupid people in every sector always talk the most. They will talk a lot of bullshit. So a stupid guy makes a simple subject very complex in order to convince people that he is the right one. A smart guy can explain the most complex subjects in a very simple way. And that's what my focus is inside of the day trading space. There are so many dipshits in my sector where they are going to overcomplicate day trading so much just to sound smart. Well, it is so fucking simple. You just need someone to simply explain it to you. You just need to look for yourself. Because if you are going to say complex words, people get scared. Well, actually, it is simple. Same goes for religion. Make it simple for people and show actual proof instead of just saying bullshit. Many people are just saying a lot of bullshit in order to show authority. But they don't have the right to show that authority because they don't know.
Why do you think people do it? Is it just like an easy way out to sound interesting?
Yeah, easy way to sound interesting plus own insecurity. For example, if someone wants to, so for me, always the people who wanted to or told me, you are not allowed to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, they were the ones who were less focused on religion than the other friends of mine who always told me, let's just read Quran in the mosque and I will show you this, this, and this. It is always the people who have insecurities in their beliefs. It is always the day traders who are not profitable but just need to sell a course who talk the most bullshit. Because they need to get authority from someone else or somewhere else in order to show you. They talk a lot, but the actual work, they don't do it.
I wonder, as you become, like you're transitioning from a boy, young man, eventually like to a more adult version of you.
I'll always stay a young guy in my head.
That's of course the healthiest thing to do. But then on the outer side, of course, there's a part of you that's maturing as well.
Yeah.
As you're maturing, your not only your wealth is growing, but your power is growing as well. And power, I don't see it as a negative word, but I mean like the ability to do stuff with your life, to move particular things, to have a particular influence around you. And as you're doing that, I think you also need to move through life with more care, because the implications of missteps can be way bigger. Who cares you hang out with the wrong friends when your life is nothing? Who cares when you make a particular misstep when you don't have any power? Your life is a nothingness. How do you take care of that? Do you have like a very strong faith in
I don't take life too serious. So that's the thing. I just fuck around and find out. And what other people think of it, do your own thing. And that's something I realized very, very early on. So I think going to an art school for me was the best thing ever. Why? Because artistic people are the ones who don't give a fuck about what other people think. That's why I respect a lot of them. Even though they had blue hair and all of the things, many of them, they did what they really, really liked to do. Was it the most profitable for them? No. But they really fucking liked to do it. And that's something I took from them and put it into my own sector. I just do what I really, really fucking love to do. And I don't have to show anyone else so I'm not responsible for anyone's luck. And I can hang around with whoever the fuck I want, and it's not going to influence anyone. I can do and take whatever step I want to take, because I'm not responsible to anyone. That's one of the life lessons that I live. I just want to make sure that everything that I want to do, I can do it, and that I'm able to do it.
Thing is, fuck around and then what was it? What was the
fuck around and find out?
And find out. It shows a particular level of playfulness.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important, because life itself, there's a lot of play in life. And I think, like, when do children develop? When they have the ability to play. When can you play? When the particular basic needs are met. And within the framework of all your basic needs that are met, there's a little space to play and enjoy. Because what is playing in a playful manner when you're not attached to the outcome? See if it works.
Yeah.
And in that relaxation of the playfulness, you have so much more capacity to grow. Like, if you're so rigid about of course, some matters are serious. You should be serious. You're not going to play at the funeral of somebody that you care about. But in the moments that you can strive for development, the rigidity can be your enemy sometimes.
That's what I said to you downstairs. For me, one of the things. So I'm now in the Netherlands for maybe 12 hours or something, and I went to the center of Amsterdam as well. And there's one thing that I recognized, and that is everyone in the whole world, they focus on being cool instead of being profitable. So they are getting the new pairs of shoes with their last money. They are getting the most expensive jackets with their last money, because they want to focus on being cool. They start a business because they want to be cool, not by being profitable. The goal should be different. The goal should be to be profitable in everything you do. So like I said, if you want to become a doctor, become the best one. If you want to become an artist, become the best ones. If you want to become an actor, become the best one. If you want to become a day trader, become the best one. Why? Because once you are the best one, once you are the most profitable one, that's when you, as a person, created something new. And now that's cool. If you look at Alex Hormozi, if you look at Elon Musk, if you look at all of the big players, they weren't cool if they didn't have money. Now that they have money, they are a figure for everyone. Everyone looks at them like, yeah, I want to have his mindset. I want to have this, and this, and this. It's because they focused on being profitable, not being cool. Once you are profitable, people will find you cool, and you created a new cool. And that new cool is what your personality is. So put your personality on the map. The reason why a lot of people like me is because I never ever try to be someone else that I am. Like I said, if I go on a cheap scooter or if I'm going to the local snack bar on the hook, I will film it. But same as I will film all of the luxury places as well. I don't fucking care. That's my way. I don't have to pretend to be cooler than I am. I don't have to pretend that I'm a gangster if I'm not. I'm just a nice guy. So that's the thing. A lot of people, they want to try to act cool, but the goal should be profitable and you can be yourself. If you have money, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and it will be viewed as cool. If you look at the cliche, you see the rich people with cheap clothing, but just an expensive watch. Now you will see a guy and you will think, oh my God, he is indeed cool because he has a Richard Mille 400k on his arm. Yes, he shows you he can wear whatever the fuck he wants, but he is still the successful guy. He is still the profitable guy. Just make sure that that's the focus.
I can imagine that when you acquire wealth at like a relatively young age, and you are profitable, that it can be hard to manage. I'm not sure if that was the case with you, but I can imagine in my own case, if I would get very profitable at a young age, maybe I might do impulsive stuff with it, or might do
money. If you look at money itself, it will just make your character stronger.
Yes.
It amplifies. So if you are a douchebag when you are broke, you will be a bigger douchebag when you have money. If you are a nice guy when you are broke, you will be a nicer guy when you have money. Same goes for relationships. With everything. If you have money, it just amplifies your personality. And for myself, that was one thing that I saw from my own perspective, especially in Dubai, is you will have a lot of easy personalities to spot. Because you will have a lot of money there, so you can easily see what the biggest version of his personality is because he has a lot of money.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but it's a thing, I think, with the more affluent people who have a lot of money and want to talk business, to go to a gentleman's club and to hire a room there, sit with each other, have some girls around, everything is on the table that they can consume. There's drinks, there's drugs, there's whatever. Because in that kind of environment, even though it's toxic, even though it's highly degenerate, people, their true nature will come out. Yeah. You will see their true colors after 1 hour of drinking and do whatever. And I'm not promoting this. I think it's a very degenerate way to do it.
Yeah, I think this is the Korean way, right?
Could be. I don't know. But I hear that especially in Asia.
Getting fucked with your business partner, see how he behaves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting way. Like, I'm not recommending it, but it's a way to, because it's so easy to, I think in the real life, to LARP, like play a role, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the whole entrepreneur, I'm cool, I'm this, I'm that. It's easy because especially like a lot of normies, they're not going to spot it. A lot of people fall for it. Yeah. I think even Andrew Tate is to a certain extent playing a particular role, but he's smart as fuck. Yeah. He's literally, as he's speaking, he's not probably really from a genuine heart trying to deliver value. I think he knows exactly how to hijack the perception of others to perceive him in a particular way so that they buy into his everything, his charisma, his everything. It's just very fucking smart way to move to the top of the hierarchy. Yeah. By hijacking people, their perceptions. Yeah. And once you understand how to manipulate it, because that's what sales is. You're selling something. What are you selling? The conviction that it's a worthwhile buy. And I think once you understand the power of hijacking someone's perception, but then using it to actually deliver value, I think that's the game.
100%. Yeah. So what I would say is just have in business, have a don't give a fuck mindset. So I'm very, very, very easy to work with. I ask a lot. If you cannot handle it, fine. Go away. I'm very easy in business. You fuck me in business? Fine. We won't do business anymore. I won't make a problem of it. I think the reason why a lot of people cannot scale up, in order to scale up in business, you need to get fucked a few times. And the problem is, the reason why a lot of people don't scale up is because once they got fucked, now they want to make a problem of it. And they want to get everything out of this problem, and they want to take revenge. Once you fuck me, do your thing. It's fine. It happened. We will never do business again. I will grow even higher. You want to do business again? It's not possible. For me, it's very, very, very simple. With everything in life, someone goes away in your life because he doesn't like how entrepreneurial you are. He doesn't like that you are not going to the clubs with him anymore and you are focusing on yourself. He doesn't like it. Okay, fine. Go away. Don't try to convince anyone. Just go away, do your thing, make the success, make the noise. That's the thing. Just in business, in trading, in whatever the fuck you want. Always let the success speak. Your parents don't believe in you. This is something I hear all day. Yeah, but I want to start, but my parents are against it. Okay, show them wrong. They are against it probably because every time you told them something, you didn't go through it. So you didn't give them the evidence that you are a bad motherfucker. Become that person first, and they will never ever doubt you again. The reason why we doubt people is because of the experience. The reason why you won't let your 10-year-old brother handle finances is because you know that he cannot even calculate normal. That's from experience. If you know that someone is a fuck up from experience, of course, if he tells you something, he won't believe you. You need to give him evidence first. So if your parents don't believe in you, okay, build evidence that you are doing it. Once you made 1 million a month, do you really think that they are not going to believe you anymore? If you lay it on them for the table, look, mom, I'm a fuck up. I made 1 million this month. Do you really think they're going to say, no, man, you're not
doing it.
Stop doing it. You're not doing good, man. No. If that is the case, someone else, then there's a different problem. But that's the thing. It's just lack of evidence. With everything. If your friends don't believe in you, it means that you lack evidence of showing them. And that's why they will come back in a later stage of life where they are begging on their knees, yeah, can we please hang out? Build the evidence. Fuck everyone. Build evidence. Same goes with working. Someone screws you over. Okay, fine. I'll do it 10 times better without you. Be easy with this. Don't take revenge. Don't do anything. Just build. And you will see that creates the ultimate money glitch, I would say.
I think from a psychological perspective, what underlies this mindset of I'm not going to pick wars with everybody. I'm not going to fight battles that are not mine to fight and whatever. Yeah. What underlies that is a very strong sense of self-worth, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you truly value not only your time, but also your energy, which you have to allocate into different things, you can either, because it's very energy demanding to take revenge on someone. It takes a toll on your emotional stress levels, on your, like a lot of things could go wrong. Yeah. But I think if you truly value your own worth, your own time, your own energy, then it's understandable. Okay, I could do it, and I could even justify why I should take revenge. Yeah. But I know that I'm aiming at something bigger.
It's, again, what you told in the beginning, the two options. You have the option to do it, but you choose not to do it because you know there's something bigger and better. And that's the thing. If a friend screws you over, for example, you hear, okay, this friend is talking about your, or friend is talking about you behind your back. You don't have to confront him. Just don't tell him things anymore. And you will see, and he will see, okay, fuck, something is different. That's when he asks, oh, is something different? Yes, you said this and this and this, but it's all fine. I will just tell you nothing anymore. That easy. No, but this was because... No, shut up. It is fine. I accept it. You are just now placed here. And I'm not going to argue about it. I'm not going to make a problem of it. You said this and this and this. You think of me that way. I will give you that way. That's what I always do. If someone thinks of me in a certain way, so for example, you think of, so because of my social media, for example, if you think that I'm a guru and I sell courses, what I don't do, but you think that I do it, fine. For you, I'm a guru. Buy my course. I don't have one. Do your thing, yeah? If you think that I'm an absolute douchebag, okay, next time you meet me, I will act like a douchebag for you, because that's the way how you want to see me. You think that I'm a fuck up? Okay, I will be the fuck up. I won't learn you anything because I'm a fuck up. So if you're sitting with me behind the table and now all of a sudden you are asking for certain coins, I don't know. I'm a fuck up, bro. Why the fuck do you want to hear coins from me? I will always give back what someone thinks of me. And that's how, that's when life gives fun. Because I know you were a very nice guy, even on DM. And you were a very real guy. And that's why I know you give me this perspective. You like me. You told me, okay, I love the way how you act. That's the version that you will get of me. I will fly to this one and I will do this podcast here. Because I know what you are giving to me is that version. If someone else gives me another version, I'll fine. You will get that one. It's like...
Ditto from Pokemon.
Schizophrene.
Oh, yeah, schizophrene.
Yeah, I will just be 30 versions for you. It's fine. Because I will mold myself into that version for you. And you will get what you think.
You're an actual wizard. you do justice to your name. I think I want to wrap it up. I'm amazed by the value that you delivered. I can totally see that the value that you share doesn't come from books. It doesn't come from the things that you heard left and right.
Yeah.
Doesn't come from wherever. It comes from actual fucking life experience. And even though you never trauma dump or you never talk about how tough your life's been, I know that behind all of this wisdom, there has to be a very strong fucking pain.
Yeah.
And I'm empathizing with that. I find it very admirable the way you got your life together, even though I don't know your personal story into details.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big inspiration. You inspired me. I'm fucking grateful that you flew to here. Really, like, some guests, they come and I'm, well, happy. Yeah, they're on the card. But with you, I don't want to put too many veren in je reet, maar it means a lot to me. I appreciate it.
Same. Thank you for being able to be part of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you are really, really going to blow up in the upcoming years. Since you are, and same goes for your wife, you both have a very clear vision. And it's just a matter of time now. So it's not when it's going. It's not if it's going to be. It's when. Just continue to do this, and I believe in you guys.
Thanks, brother. It means the world to me also that you see the dynamic between me and my wife. But yeah, that's going to be another. There are a lot of things we can talk about. Maybe there will be a part 2 in the future. Maybe I'll come to Dubai or Istanbul to visit you.
Yeah.
What are things that people can follow from you or should be on the lookout for?
I have an Instagram where I share my silly thoughts, and yeah, that's it. So like I said, I have a university, but that university is not for everyone. Only for the guys who really show me, because it's different. I'm my whole Instagram is to build a team, and that's the reason why I cannot promote it in any way, because it's just I want to pick my own team. So I won't make any crazy announcement or anything.
Okay, good guys. Like I can really recommend to follow him on his Instagram. He dumps a lot of unsugar-coated wisdom.
Just one thing that I want to say, and that is that always for yourself, try to surround yourself with a good team. So if I'm looking at my team, it's Lucas and Vincent. That are the guys who are behind me, building everything that I'm doing. That's one of the most important things. You always need someone, so besides your wife as well, to do certain stuff with, since you can accelerate your whole journey itself. It's always important to have different perspectives, different opinions, and build on from there. Because you can compare it with a football game, for example. You have one who is a very good forward, you have one who is a very good defender, and you have one who is very good on the mid, and you have a keeper. Don't expect yourself to be a one-guy player against a 11-player team. With everything in business, you are always playing against 11. Where the fuck are you going to place your guys? That's a very important thing.
Practical question then, because I totally agree that there is, like, I don't even want to say great strength in having a clan. It's almost a necessity if you want to win in life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you have to physically be together in a particular sense, or can you be an online team as well? What do you think?
I love to be physical with them. So, for example, they live in Dubai now as well. They live in Turkey as well. But it shouldn't demotivate you if that's not possible. So for us, it's possible because we are profitable day traders. If you are just starting your journey, you have Zoom. that works as good as physical. It's just I love that when work's done, we are going to drink coffee somewhere. But work and everything you can do as remote as you want.
Okay, guys, we are going to wrap it up. This was insane value. Again, thank you so much. And for the people that are English and that come to my podcast, just know that every once in a while there will be an international guest who I will be talking with. Recently, we did the podcast with Frank Yang, and I definitely aspire to get other great guests that are English. And for all the Dutchies, thanks voor het kijken, Gap. Meldingen aan, liken, subscriben en tot de volgende.